Hey, folks, a stunning story out of Mississippi where a judge has dismissed the case with prejudice against the white father and son who allegedly shot at a black FedEx driver. Folks, in 2022, Brandon Case and his father, Gregory Charles Case, were both charged with attempted first-degree murder, conspiracy, and shooting into the vehicle driven by D'Monterrio Gibson, a FedEx driver who was simply trying to do his job. Gibson, who was wearing his FedEx uniform and driving in an unmarked van at the time of the shooting, was not injured. Now, here's what happened. In August of 2023, Judge David Strong declared a mistrial after the lead detective in the case withheld evidence. That detective, Vincent Fernando, was fired after the charges were dismissed last week. The defense attorneys argued that the case and charges should be dismissed, stating that the father and son had been deprived of a speedy trial and denied due process. That FedEx driver, D'Monterrio Gibson, joins us now from Ridgeland, Mississippi. Glad to have you here on the show. Unfortunately, I hate the fact that you're not getting the justice necessary. So just talk about how stunned you are that this investigator did this, resulting in this case being thrown out, and now you can't seek justice in the criminal courtroom.
To be honest with you, I honestly think he did do some things wrong, but I think it was really just deliberately sabotaged from the very beginning. A lot of people don't know that this guy wasn't even originally over the case. The person who was originally over the case was actually kin to those guys. They had the same last name. His name was Detective Chief Chris Case, and they had other relatives inside the police department. And like from the very night that I called, it was set up for failure. It was doomed to fail.
So you believe that law enforcement there in Mississippi was not interested in justice for you, that they were focused on protecting these two white men in Mississippi?
Mr. Roland, well, we had to protest for, first of all, it took them 8 days to arrest them. They didn't even arrest them. They turned themselves in. The police said that the police chief, Kenneth Collins, said that he was scared to arrest the shooters. So they took 8 days, they turned themselves in, they was released in the same day. After that, they was trying to charge them with like some small charges, and we had to protest for 9 months. We had to protest for 9 months straight in order for them to up those charges and indict them. And even then, they still was hesitant about pursuing the charges and things of that nature. And I forget the second part of your question.
Obviously, what I'm saying is, so you have a criminal case here.
Yes,
so the question, what is next? You can go a civil route. You can also petition, even though, of course, the Trump folks are taking over in a week. You could also, the Department of Justice could also have a hate crimes investigation because this could be classified as the target in view as a hate crime. Is there any movement on both of those, the civil part as well as a federal hate crimes investigation?
I currently do have a civil lawsuit against those guys in court, so I'm trying to see through that. I have to find a new attorney because I recently lost my attorney due to issues that have nothing to do with my case whatsoever. And the Department of Justice is a route I'm seeking to go. I have to file an official complaint through the website, which I'm doing this week. And I have tried to get the DA to petition the dismissal and things of that nature because we have a Mississippi statute. It's Mississippi Statute 99-49-1, preservation of evidence, and it also lists the Victims' Bill of Rights. And it says that if it's proven that the case was intentionally or the evidence was intentionally withheld or manipulated with, that the DA has grounds to appeal the dismissal. Now, I emailed him today. I'm giving him 48 hours to respond to me to see why won't he follow this statute. But it is proven that it was intentional due to what the judge said in his dismissal. He said that they intentionally withheld evidence, and it included the state, which is the DA's office.
So the judge did say they intentionally withheld evidence.
Yes, yes, sir. He said that in his dismissal decree.
So, do you believe that this district attorney cares about justice for you and is going to pursue this?
To be completely honest with you, absolutely not. The first time that I met him was due to the fact that I had to set up a meeting with him. He never reached out to me because at first, it was a different DA on the case before the mistrial. But when we got the new DA in, when he came in, he never reached out to me. I had to reach out to him. When we did meet, I asked him, why have they never reached out to me? And they told me some lies about how they tried to and this, that, and the third, but they never really did. And honestly, and every time I asked them, what's going on with my case, they were more concerned with what people are posting on social media about them than me actually. For example, when I asked them the other day, why would they not appeal the case? His assistant quote, these are her words, not mine. This is what she said, and I quote. He sees what your mom posts on social media about him, but this has nothing to do with it, unquote. Those were her words. They care more about, and I can't even control my mom, dude. She's her own person. But they care more about what people post on social media about them than actually getting victim for the justice for the victim and stuff like that. When I met them, it was like, I felt like I was meeting an enemy. Like, they was treating me like the adversary, and I had to be the one that say, okay, you know what? I will get them to stop posting about y'all. If you guys just give me y'all word that y'all gonna handle this for me, that y'all gonna do the best job y'all can do, which I feel like they did not do that, and I upheld my side of the work, my side of the bargain. It was just unfair from the beginning.
So, here's the problem I see here. You're sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You are dependent upon a system that hasn't desired from day one to be on your side. So now all of a sudden you're having to petition that same system. So do you believe that, unfortunately, y'all are going to have to protest again just to get justice in this case?
I believe we will have to protest and things of that nature again. I really just wish that they would do their jobs and stuff like that. What people say about you shouldn't affect how you do your job and things of that nature. I feel like they should have took this serious, just the same they would if I was somebody different or a different skin tone or something like that. I just feel like it was never taken serious and things of that nature. So I don't think they're gonna handle it. I feel like it's gonna have to be some more, going down there and protesting and showing them that we're not scared and we're not backing down.
What happened to your job in this case?
The day after the mistrial, they had actually fired me.
The day after the mistrial, you were fired?
Yes, sir.
What reason was given?
They said that they offered me a job and I didn't want to take it, but what I was telling them was I was having anxiety attacks and all type of things like that, and I wasn't doing good in public. I'm actually on medication and things for that stuff now. And they weren't taking me serious. They told me they had no at-home jobs, which is what I told them I wanted. And when it came about, they just said that I kept declining jobs that they were offering me and stuff like that. So that was the reason they gave.
Did you ever hear from FedEx corporate?
I can't remember, but I did hear it from some higher ups at a point in time.
So where are you working now?
I'm currently just actually not working. I have my family taking care of me and stuff like that. I'm trying to focus on healing and stuff like that. But I really just don't have a job currently.
Man, it is certainly unfortunate what you've had to endure for the last 3 years. Anyone will have PTSD if they had to deal with what you actually deal with as well. So, D'Monterrio, keep us abreast, man, of what happens next, and hopefully you can get some justice civilly, and hopefully the Department of Justice, U.S. attorneys down there, will look into this and launch a hate crimes investigation with a target shooting of you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Moore.
We appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Derek, we're talking Mississippi. And the reality is Mississippi is still Jim Crow Mississippi. That's what Mississippi is. To have a cop deliberately withhold information, knowing full well that could tank the case, to have a DA not interested in really seeking justice, I mean, this speaks volumes about Mississippi in 2024 and now 2025. Well, hell, this case is 3 years old.
I just want to say, Roland, this thing started in 2022, but it's also another example that we have a two-tiered injustice system. Depending on who you are and what money can you afford, what judges can be purchased. I'm not saying that's the case here, but in the end, you got a two-tier system. Clearly, Mr. Gibson deserves justice. And as you've already highlighted, which is the point I was going to make, I don't see any daylight in him getting this justice, given the fact that you're going to have the next administration that's going to be taking office here in another 7 days, where they're not going to have a Department of Justice that's going to come in Mississippi and make sure that Mr. Gibson gets the justice that he deserves. You also got to look at, Roland, not just the impact from a PTSD standpoint, but this is another classic example that across these 50 states, individuals that look like you and I can clearly see that we have a justice system that allows for a convicted felon to assume the office of the Oval Office, but yet a citizen like Mr. Gibson gets no justice.
Teresa.
Yeah, I totally agree with our state representative. I mean, it has been an ongoing thing that we have been seeing time and time and again. It's unfortunate that this young man has been going through this for the past 3 years. I'm not sure if it gets better with the Trump administration, but like he said, the young man that went through this, he said that him and his team had to organize, had to advocate in order to actually see some real results. So that, again, is one of the key components in making sure that we do get justice served. But, you know, I think we just got to keep amplifying our voices in support of this effort.
I mean, this is our reality, Makongo, and to sit here and have the folk who are supposed to be be servants of the people, who are supposed to be executing justice, sounds like the people who were in Georgia when it came to Mount Arbery, who were on the side of the shooters.
Yeah, absolutely. And this absolutely reminds me of Ahmaud Arbery. And we see cases like this across the country. And shame on FedEx. You know, I feel like they should have stepped up to help this brother in bigger ways and support his family as well. So that's also problematic. I think it's also important for us to, and none of us are doing this here, but it's also important that as we highlight the fact that Trump is coming in and his administration, that can make us in this country be less inclined to pursue justice. Because I know a lot of people can say, well, they're here now, so we might as well forget. We need to continue like this brother is doing. We need to continue to document these situations and these stories. You know, there's going to be more instances of police harassment and the like, and people are going to feel like, well, it's just going to go up to the Justice Department and nothing's ever going to happen. We can't cave in. And I commend this brother for not giving up and trying to find different cases, even though he feels completely despondent about what the results may be. If we stay silent when these situations happen, then they're going to have free reign. And these types of cases and these filings are a reminder that we're not going anywhere. And also the fact that you put this out there for the world to see, maybe people can help him get better legal services. Maybe people can help him with the financial resources that he and his family needs as well. This is a time for all of us to come together, and we can't be intimidated. None of us here are, but we in this country can't be intimidated, because there's going to be more cases like this and more people who think, well, Trump's here, so we have no choice and option in going forward. We can't give up and we can't quit the fight. And so we stand with this brother and anyone else, because we know there are going to be more stories like this.
Oh, absolutely. We are still constituents, and so we have to demand a level of justice, even if other folk want to ignore it as best that they can.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. And right now we're accepting investors in our $17 million round to revolutionize the future of social media. Today, for just $399, you can own 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. While the big platforms have grown too massive and disconnected from their users, Fanbase is building a platform where creators and users truly come first. We've already raised $4.8 million from everyday investors who believe in this vision, and now you can join them. This is your chance to invest in a social media tech company with over 1 million users that is disrupting media by allowing anyone to reach all of their following and monetize their content from day one. The market is changing, big platforms are failing to serve their users, and Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now. Invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the future of social media.